Check, 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 check. How does this sound? How does this sound? It's currently raining right now, which is why you might hear some things in the background, but you know what? I think that kind of fits the atmosphere of today's video. This video is going to be unscripted. Surprise, surprise, but there's a really good reason as to why. Originally, I wanted to talk about the test server changes that are going on, and I'm still probably going to talk about them, and I'm also going to talk about Dentist when he finally releases. However, I feel like this situation is a lot more pressing, and is a lot more depressing as a person who loves art, creativity, etc. So, I'm sure you've seen the recent trailers on the Identity 5 official Twitter app, and I'm sure you've also seen a lot of the art that has been posted recently. You've seen there have been a lot of discrepancies in the art, seen a lot of weird animations and stuff, and what you're seeing is not a hallucination. It is not you going crazy or you just assuming they're changing art styles or anything like that. No, it has been recently discovered, or I guess not recently because it has been here for a while now, but NetEase is starting to use AI, more specifically generative AI, within the art that they are making, within the animations that they are making, and within the posts that they are doing. One of the biggest examples I've seen is the stupid Joseph design in the recent Koa, I think it's 9, the Koa 9 trailer, as well as the Gardener icon looking really weird, especially when you compare it to an icon of Gardener before. Things just don't match up. Now, am I surprised by this? No, not really. The thing is, when the one small time that I decided to get on TikTok, NetEase was doing ads for their games, and while on those ads, they were using generative AI to, make their hunters do animations and stuff. And you knew it was generative AI because of the fact that the hunters did not look like their actual models. They were completely different. But I just assumed that, they wouldn't pursue this route because it just looked fucking dog shit. But no. Doing the bare minimum research, it is become very apparent that China is really pushing that AI, like AI boost, the AI boon, and they are really, really trying to get AI to essentially do things for their games, which is art, animations, etc. And in NetEase's case, they literally opened a AI department just so people could, generate AI. And it's gone to the point where they have laid off a lot of artists, a lot of workers, so the AI could do the job for them. And I'm just not going to sugarcoat it. That's fucking disheartening. That is really disheartening from a player who has essentially grown up with Identity 5. Identity 5 was with me throughout a lot of the dark moments of my life, and it just is really disheartening to see NetEase basically spit in the face of their artists when one of the best parts about their game was their art, was their animation. And there's not really much for me to just say other than it's just really disappointing. I don't really want to go into my plans, but all I'm going to say is this. At least for the future of my channel, I still plan to post Identity 5 content, explain, and give my feedback on certain character choices. At the end of the day, there are people who do still like this game, but there will be a few changes, especially to the presentation of my videos. One, I will no longer be using the animations from Identity 5 post like 2022, maybe? Like post 2021, 2022. Because at that point, I just have no idea whether the things that have been sent are either AI generated or made by a real person. So I would rather not show any animations from those time points going forward. Number 2, I will also not be showing any art that has been made by NetEase going forward post 2021 and 2022. If you know what my Explore video looked like, that's probably going to be the format of video I'm going to be doing going forward. Mainly because I know for a fact that everything before 2021 and 2022, I know that those had actual artists working on their game and actual artwork being made. and I want to pay respect for those artwork. Number 3, on every video going forward, I'm going to have an intro basically talking about the AI bubble. Pretty much. I'm just going to tell, there's going to be a disclaimer saying that you should not support NetEase in any way. Talk with your wallet, pretty much. Talk with your wallet. Do not support NetEase. Do not give them money. Do not spend any of your money on skins, because if you keep doing that, you're going to tell NetEase that it is okay to allow them to keep firing workers and keep replacing their workers with AI tools, which is just not something we should be pushing going forward. And finally, I'm just going to keep being vocal about it. I'm just going to keep being vocal about it because I just do not want this to slide. I want NetEase to understand that what they're doing is wrong. And I understand that I am a global player, so they're probably going to ignore me. But I feel like if I could try to do a change, I would. At the end of the day, I could just leave, but I feel like leaving would also accomplish nothing, like at the same level as just me spreading awareness of it and trying to, push for them to just stop doing this. Because at the end of the day, no one is really going to be talking about this. And I feel like people are just not going to talk about it, and this is just going to be swept under the radar, and that's just not something that I want. So I do want to keep posting videos on Identity 5, and I do want to keep spreading awareness about this and keep being vocal about it in hopes that they change. I'm not expecting them to change, let's be honest, but, just the hopes. But one more thing I want to talk about. Going forward, I'm going to be posting videos about the things that I want to play and I want to talk about. I have been limiting myself to Identity 5 for quite a while now. And with this new AI situation, even though I still want to talk about Identity 5, it is really, really hard to really want to play the game or actually interact with the game in any meaningful way. I'm really sorry, but it is actually deplorable just how much companies think we will just accept the fact that they will fire their employees and replace them with generative AI or AI assisted tools, etc., etc. So yeah, that's my updates on the matter. Really depressing video to make, but I feel like this had to be made. I do not want NetEase to get away with this. Please do not let NetEase get away with this. Let your voice be heard. Let them know that we do not want this. And I understand that it might not sound like a effort worth making because of the fact that, as global players, NetEase doesn't really listen to me. But even a small voice could make a difference. And I feel like with that, that's all that matters in the end. Even if it amounts to nothing. At least tell NetEase that you care about this game enough to where you do not want to see it go down the path that it does. But anyways, this is just my update on the AI situation. Absolutely disgusting. I will be talking about the balance changes, at some point. I will not procrastinate them on this time. I will tell you that much. But like I said, there will be a lot of disclaimers about the fact that NetEase uses generative AI. So, yeah, look out for that. Anyways, that's just my update. I hope you have a good day. And, yeah, please do not support NetEase and their business ventures because, at the end of the day, your wallet talks more than you do.